76% of Americans are trapped in paycheck-to-paycheck survival right now. And if you're hearing this, there is a real chance you finish every month with absolutely nothing left. Not because you are lazy, because the system was engineered to drain you before you ever build freedom. You work harder every year, yet somehow you stay in the same place. Your paycheck disappears, your debt grows, your savings stall, and the people getting rich are the ones taking money from your ignorance. Your banker gets paid first. Your credit card company gets paid first. The corporations selling you status get paid first, and you are left with scraps. Today we are exposing the 10 financial traps silently keeping millions trapped in a golden cage. By the end of this video, you will either understand the game being played against you, or wake up at 65, realizing you traded your entire life for bills, stress, and regret. 1. The architecture of the matrix. Most people believe the financial system was built to help them win. That is the first lie. The system does not reward the average person for being responsible. It rewards institutions for keeping you dependent. Your savings account earns scraps, while inflation eats your purchasing power alive. Meanwhile, banks use your deposits to generate fortunes. They do not make billions from saving. They make billions from debt, from the mortgages you carry, the car loans you sign, the credit cards you max out. They package your debt, sell it, profit from it, and repeat. To them, you are not a valued customer. You are a revenue stream, a financial asset, a crop to be harvested, and if you do not understand the environment you are living in, you become another cog in a machine built to extract your wealth until nothing remains. 2. The government's favorite slave. The government profits most when you stay an employee forever. Why? Because employees are the easiest people to tax. Your paycheck gets hit before you even touch it, before you invest, before you save, before you build anything. Meanwhile, business owners and investors play by an entirely different rulebook. They get deductions, depreciation, capital gains advantages, tax incentives designed to reward ownership. School never taught you that. Because school was built to train workers, not owners, not investors, not people who control the machine. So while you keep grinding for a paycheck, you remain stuck in the highest taxed, lowest leverage position in the entire economy. And then you wonder why getting ahead feels impossible. Because you are fighting a game where the rules were written for you to lose. 3. The doctors drain the golden cage. Academic intelligence does not equal financial intelligence. A high income does not guarantee wealth. In fact, many high earners are financially trapped. Look at the doctor making $300,000 a year. On paper, they look rich. In reality, many are buried deeper than a teacher earning $50,000. Why? Because of the golden cage, massive student loans, expensive insurance, lifestyle inflation, and constant pressure to look successful. The luxury car, the big house, the gated neighborhood. Every dollar they earn is already spoken for. Their cash flow is consumed before it arrives. Their time is mortgaged for decades. They do not own freedom. They own obligations. They do not control their lifestyle. Their lifestyle controls them. 4. The complexity bias trap. The financial industry wants money to look complicated because confusion creates dependence, and dependence creates profit. They bury simple concepts under jargon, complex portfolio models, exclusive strategies, proprietary funds, all to justify fees that quietly drain you for decades. 1% sounds harmless, until it compounds into hundreds of thousands stolen from your future. They profit from making you feel unqualified, like you are not smart enough to manage your own money. But for most people, wealth building is brutally simple. Buy quality assets, keep costs low, stay consistent, and leave it alone long enough to compound. The complexity was never for your benefit. It was manufactured to gatekeep wealth and extract fees from your ignorance. Stop falling for the smoke and mirrors. Wait, before we go further, hear this clearly. Most people watching this will agree with everything. Then go finance a new car next month anyway. Why? Because discipline is rare and self-destruction is easy. Most people do not fail financially from ignorance alone. They fail because they know better and still choose comfort over control. If being confronted offends, you turn this off now. But if you want to hear one of the biggest financial lies ever sold to Americans, the lie tied to the roof over your head, keep listening. 5. The Great American House Trap. Stop calling the house you live in your biggest asset. For most people, it is not an asset. It is a liability disguised as status. A real asset puts money in your pocket. Your primary residence usually does the opposite. It drains cash every single month. Property taxes, insurance, maintenance, HOA fees, repairs that never end. And while you think you are building equity, go read your mortgage amortization schedule. For years, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not principal, not ownership, interest. The bank knows the truth. The house is their asset. You are simply maintaining it for them while they collect predictable cash flow. That is not ownership. That is glorified rent with extra responsibility. 6. The illusion of paper wealth. Seeing your home value rise does not make you rich. It makes you feel rich, and that feeling is the trap. Paper wealth is not spendable wealth. You cannot buy groceries with appreciation on a screen. You cannot pay bills with Zillow estimates to access that equity. You usually borrow against it, which means more debt. Meanwhile, as your home value rises, so do your property taxes. So do your insurance premiums. So do your carrying costs. You are paying more just to remain in the same house. Real wealth is built from assets that generate cash flow. Businesses, rental properties, investments that pay you. If nobody else is funding the asset, then your dream home may just be an expensive liability disguised as an investment. 7. The weapon in your pocket. Your phone is not neutral. It is a weapon pointed at your wallet. Every app is engineered to study you. Your habits, your impulses, your emotional weak points. They know when you are bored, when you are insecure, when you are lonely, and that is when they sell to you hardest. One-tap checkout removed the friction. Targeted ads bypass discipline. Impulse becomes purchase in seconds. And before you realize it, you are buying things you do not need, with money you do not have, to impress people who do not care. It is manufactured consumerism disguised as freedom, a constant drip of microspending, quietly bleeding your capital dry. By the time most people notice the damage, their financial future is already wounded. 8. The deserve it death spiral. Lifestyle creep destroys more wealth than low income ever will. Because most people do not get richer when they earn more. They just get more expensive. A raise comes in, and the spending follows immediately. Better car, bigger TV, nicer apartment, luxury vacation you earned. The finish line keeps moving. Every increase in income becomes an excuse to upgrade your lifestyle. So you run faster, but stay in the exact same place. You trade future freedom for temporary comfort. You sacrifice long-term security for short-term dopamine. And every time you raise your baseline, you kill your ability to build financial independence. That is not progress. That is self-imposed survival mode with better packaging. 9. The vulnerability trap. Millions of people are one emergency away from financial collapse. No buffer, no margin, no room for error. One medical bill, and everything breaks. One car repair, and the budget implodes. One unexpected layoff, and panic begins. Because when you have no cash reserve, every crisis becomes catastrophic. You are forced into desperate decisions. selling investments at the worst possible time, liquidating assets just to survive, locking in losses because you had no safety net. That is how people sabotage years of progress in a single month. Without an emergency fund, you are building wealth on a foundation of sand. And eventually, the tide always comes in. 10. The procrastination tax. Most people have no financial plan, no target, no roadmap, no idea what number actually buys freedom. They say they want wealth, but operate with zero strategy. And every year they delay starting. They pay the procrastination tax because compound growth rewards time, not intention, not motivation, not starting someday. Every year you wait costs exponentially more than you realize. Yet most people stay frozen, stuck in safe jobs, hoarding cash while inflation quietly destroys it, too afraid to take calculated risks, too conditioned to fear failure. But in today's economy, playing it safe is often the most dangerous decision of all. The real reason most people stay broke is not just banks or bad policy. It is because blaming the system feels easier than facing your own decisions, easier than opening your bank statement and admitting you chose status over freedom. You chose appearance over ownership, comfort over discipline, validation over long-term wealth. Real wealth is not private jets. It is not designer brands. It is not looking rich online. Real wealth is waking up debt-free. Real wealth is not fearing next month's bills. Real wealth is having margin, options, peace. And the path to that is brutally simple. Expand the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Stop trying to look wealthy. Start becoming wealthy. If you are done being controlled by the system and ready to begin your journey toward real wealth, hit subscribe right now. Because on this channel, we break down the lies and build the financial systems they never taught you. Comment freedom below if you are committed to destroying your liabilities this year, and if you want to learn how the top 1% use debt as a weapon while everyone else gets crushed by it. Watch the next video on your screen now. The matrix is real, but now you have the map. See you in the next one.